rehab guys, but not quite ready to be involved in the squad yet.
Is the full focus on Hamza on that fitness? Because obviously there's been a sort of speculation about his future anyway.
Yeah, I think he missed 2 weeks because of the visa thing, so probably came back quite a bit behind the other group, and we tried to speed up the process of getting him ready to train. And then he played his first minutes and picked up an injury because the intensity is a bit different in the game. So now we have to get him really ready to actually perform and not risk being injured again. But in terms of the speculation stuff, we've not had any bids for Hamza, and he's a really good lad. He's really got on with it and working really hard with his English and everything else. So yeah, just needs to get fully fit, I think.
Also, just looking at the squad as a whole, how much business do you hope to still be able to do in what remains of the window?
I think that, yeah, we're really strong in some areas now, we're less strong in others, and then we have to be ready if anyone moves on as well. So I think it's the same thing. I think we'll try and improve the squad wherever we can. I think we've really sort of drilled down to a couple of key areas we need to make sure we have strength and depth in, and we'll do it when it's right for us, I think, when we have the right people and the right time for us. So yeah, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done by any stretch of imagination, but also don't envisage there being another 6 or 7. So it'll depend on who goes out as well at some time. But yeah, I think we still need to strengthen a few bits.
What areas do you think could require a bit more depth, perhaps?
Well, you'll see in the next few weeks, I would have thought.
Just finally, sorry, I was going to ask when you were talking about the learning and the development. So how much do you focus on the very good stuff you saw midweek versus what you saw maybe last weekend? How much do you balance the good and the bad that you've seen?
Well, I think there's always a balance. We have to reinforce some of the stuff. So from Saturday to Tuesday, there was a lot of improvement in a lot of areas. So you have to reinforce the good stuff, but then it's also our job to be really demanding of the guys and make sure that they understand there's still a lot that we can do better. And when they see it and when they feel it, Tuesday will be so good for them on the pitch to feel certain things, and then when they come in here and watch it, and it becomes even clearer. So they're building relationships all the time, and we're trying to develop something that will be sustainable and look like us all the time, hopefully. So Tuesday definitely was a step towards that. Now the challenge is to do it again tomorrow.
So the team you named against Victoria Wilson was appeared on social media maybe about 8 hours before kick-off. When did you become aware of that? What do you make of that situation?
Oh, when these guys told me when I turned up to the stadium, so I'm not on any social media for reasons that are really obvious to me, but maybe not to others. But I can't really control any of that. So I think it's become a bit more common in the modern game. I don't think anyone would do it from inside this building to intentionally hurt us. And also, like, I've always named the team really early when I've been a coach or manager, because then people don't waste energy and time wondering if they're in a team. We can actually work on certain things. The guys who are not playing, you get extra work in. But it's the modern game. People are left out. They tell agents, they tell their friends and family. Then somehow it gets to you guys very quickly. But again, I choose to trust that no one does it to try and hurt us intentionally, so I can't really control anything else. I've said to the guys it's not ideal, but also I'm not going to lose sleep over it, and it is what it is.
So you seem quite relaxed at this.
Well, I'm not sure it changes the opposition's plan, finding out about the team 8 hours before they've done pretty much all of their work, I presume. So, yeah, it is what it is.
You said as well that you're going to utilise the squad because of the amount of games it's going to be. Will we see that effect this weekend again?
I think over the next 2 games you'll probably see it. Yeah, I would have thought. It's all about freshness now, but also trying to build up a performance and consistency in relationships. So there's a balance between both. We had a couple of people who were picked up a few minor knocks on Tuesday, so we're managing them as well. So yeah, we'll see.
Russell, can I ask you about Max Adams? Will he be fit to start?
Yeah, he's fit. He's fit. He trained today, so he's good, and he played really well the other night. It was good for him to be on in his normal position. Jeff Day also played his first 90 minutes, so we'll have to manage all of that. But yeah, he was good.
There's been a few likes with Nobel Mendy being one player this week. Don't expect to tell us if he's coming in or not, but would it be safe to assume that's a position you're definitely looking at?
I think there's been links to every position over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, so I think it's the same with everyone, and that's a really boring answer, but as and when that becomes something, if it does, then we'll let you know. But until then, he's probably a long list of players that we've been linked with.
Russell, you said last week that you're looking to bring more leaders into the building. How enjoyed the list is that when you're looking at players to come in?
I think it's always character before talent, so I think that's it's been really important for us. Joe Rothwell we knew, Max Owens we knew, we trust. NASA we had brilliant references for. So when you look at all the guys, we made sure the character referencing first is really, really important. And then also, for no fault of anyone's, we have a lot of players that don't actually speak the language. So that's also been a really important consideration. That he hasn't brought us out of it, but NASA speaks really good English. Gas has had 2 years here and speaks good English. So it's been really important actually, because we have a lot that are learning, and it's not easy for them. So and we have a lot of young players, so it's a lot of things to take into consideration. But regardless of any of that, it has to be character before talent. You need a level of talent to be watched, to take a look at, to try and get into this building. But then it's all about the character and what they're going to add. I think it's the most important bit, and it's the hardest thing to look at from just watching someone play. So we spend a lot of time speaking to coaches, players. If we don't know anyone there, finding someone who does, to make sure we're bringing in the right characters for us and the group, because the culture of this club and the team needed to improve, I think. The habits needed to improve, the mentality needed to improve, and I think character certainly helps that. So we'll definitely keep looking for that. And then maybe an experienced body helps the guys in big moments. So if you can find the right one in that sense, then great.
Dundee this weekend, you come into the game, not in the best run of form. How does that differ the challenge that you come up against?
I think every challenge is different up here. I think that's one of the biggest and most brilliant challenges for us, the coaching staff, is you have a game like Tuesday night and then a game tomorrow. So it's a different challenge, different opposition, different ways they're going to approach it. So we have to try and make the best educated guess in how Stephen and his coaching staff are going to approach the game. So we've watched them. I like a lot of the stuff they're trying to do and trying to implement. A new manager, so they're changing obviously, and they're still getting to grips with that. But they played really well against Hibs and were really unfortunate actually. Like, they had a few really good moments in the game. So we need to be prepared, and we have to concentrate on us and turn the game to what we want it to be, which I think the lads did on Tuesday nights, and now the challenge is to make sure we do that again.
When you first came in, you talked about wanting to dominate games, dominate every game you possibly can. Is that what these games, like tomorrow against an opposition at Ibrox, that you expect to beat? Is that what tomorrow should look like?
No, I think we need to get to a point where we expect that against anyone and everyone at Ibrox. But you don't just get given that. You have to earn the right. You have to earn respect. You have to earn a bit of fear. And we certainly do, because against Motherwell we didn't scare them enough. We didn't earn the right to really play our own game, to do it in our way. So you have to earn that first and foremost by being really aggressive, really front foot, be really brave with the ball. And on Tuesday night we did all those things, and we earned the dominance that we had in that game, and we have to do the same again tomorrow.
Problem with this club in the last few years, and we've touched on this, you've said the inability to get up for big European big occasions, but then maybe struggle with the kind of bread and butter games. First of all, do you think that kind of hard to fathom, and also is one of the perfect opportunity to show that will not be the case this season?
Yeah, I think we're really early on in our process, but we have to really make sure that we approach every game in the right way. So in terms of the work and the process here and how we've approaching Dundee, it's exactly the same as it was for Tuesday night. So I think if the process remains the same, us being really demanding about habits in certain ways, we're going to behave all the time in training, whether we're playing in Europe or in the league or in the cup against Alloa in a week's time. It's all the same. It's all at this club. Every game should be treated in the same way, because every team we play is desperate to beat us, So we can watch some games with the opposition, and then by the time they play us, it looks very, very different. So we need to be really ready for that, and we have to make sure that every game we try and play the game in our terms as much as we can.
I spoke to Oliver Russell just before you came in there. He's reflecting on what was a kind of crazy few days for him. Does that, just about how he gets into the game, performs, runs up penalties, has the assist, plays his part, does that kind of sum up the kind of character and mentality that you're looking for?
Yeah, definitely. So he came really highly recommended by Dan and Kevin, and then we watched him a lot and spoke to a lot of people that we know that have either played with him or worked with him, and they all said the same thing, that they just don't see it being a problem with his mentality. So I was really pleased with what he did, and even like the bit of learning at half time, like we spoke about after the game, was really fantastic. So he's a really confident boy, but in a really nice way, and I think you need that here. So I expect expect him to have the same. There's been no, you can't have a time for then a dip, you need to carry on now. He really set a standard early on that he needs to maintain. It's the same for a lot of the guys, and we need to push them and make sure they keep doing it. And it's going to be consistency, I think, in behaviour, in performance, in effort, that will mean that we keep improving all the time.
Is he just in terms of the team getting out, Russell? He seems relaxed about it. Is it sort of like you like taking him out and never just doesn't become up?
Well, I think there's enough stuff in this job to be concerned about and to focus on all the time. So I'm not going to stress overly about the team being leaked. As I said, we've spoke about it here. It's not ideal, but I also believe that no one's done it to hurt us or harm us. So if I ever felt that, and it'd be a different thing. But it's modern football, and I think when people are saying if they're in or out of the team, you just have to have an awareness of who you're telling and all of that stuff. But yeah, there's other stuff for me to get stressed about, and I don't think that's one of them.
Okay, guys.
All good.
Thank you very much,
Cheers.
everyone. Cheers.